Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal and good day. You are listening to Awaz Community Radio with your host Saira. Today in the studio we have Pauline Kilburn, who is an ITC learner. So if you would like to get in touch with us, you can ring us on 0161 839 7857 or email us awazradio@hotmail.com. You can hit the social media with us. We're on Facebook. Just type in Awaz Community Radio or follow us on Twitter, Awaz Radio 122. Thank you for listening to Awaz Community Radio with your host Saira, and today our special guest in the studio is Pauline Kilburn. Hi Pauline, thank you for coming in.
And thank you to all the staff here for bringing me here, because I spent 1 year doing computers here, and they said it's time for you to move up now.
You've literally moved up to the radio station.
So, yeah, I've moved up to the radio station, which is great. Yeah.
Well, we want to have you come on so that we could talk a bit about the fact that you're job hunting at the moment.
Yeah.
And perhaps an employer out there will listen to you and want to take you on.
Yeah.
So perhaps we can start with it's a bit like This Is Your Life, going back in time to when you were a teenager. So you were 15 when you left school.
Yeah.
And then you moved on to college. Can you tell us what you did in college?
Yeah, I did maths, English, woodwork, household management, and science PE, and that was like for 2 years, and then I left college, and we had to move from Warrington to
Manchester. You moved to
Lickleholton.
Right.
Lickleholton, and they had to restart again looking for work, and then more job schemes, more job clubs. I wasn't getting the help that was needed.
So around that time you had a learning disability, but no one noticed it or picked up on it? No one diagnosed it?
No.
Right. So that must have been really difficult.
Yeah, but I had to cope with it whether I liked it or not.
You know, Pauline, having spoken to you just for a short time, you seem like a really strong person.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how you've coped with that, gone through such a difficult time, because for a lot of people who have got learning disabilities or other barriers, it's hard to overcome them.
Yeah.
And I believe, is it Disabled Living, the charity Disabled Living, they were the ones that helped you kind of face up, find the fact that you have a learning disability, diagnose it and overcome that.
Yeah, they helped me to get CVs done, job techniques, and interviews.
And they understood you, didn't they?
Yeah,
they understood that you had a learning disability.
Yeah. They said to me, people like you should be in work.
Yes.
There's some people that come on these courses with drug addictions, heroin addictions, and they just turned around and told me that I should be the one who should be out there in work with decent. I should be really trained up. And
they gave you the support that you needed.
Yeah.
That's great. I think every person, every job seeker I've met has got different obstacles to overcome. Some have childcare, some have English language barriers, and for you it was learning disability.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're overcoming that, and really you're ready for work now, aren't you?
Yeah, ready to get out there and do it. With a course with Remploy now at Manchester, it started in November, and then there for 6 months now, and then see what they're helping me with interview techniques and how to come and dress right for interviews.
That's really important, isn't it, Pauline?
Yeah.
If you've not worked for many years, then you don't know what is suitable, what's not suitable.
I always go to these courses all dressed up, so they know that they're looking at me. I'm going to be that suitable person for that job when it comes off.
Right.
I know they help me with computer skills and all this and that at Remploy.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what kind of things have you been learning at the ITC Centre? Well, I've seen your file. It's such a thick file full of certificates, all these courses that you've done.
immediate living, online plus, and then the certificate in the first one here.
I can see that you have employability training, retail skills.
Yeah. Employed as
Please don't be shy, Pauline. Feel free to blow your trumpet.
BC in IT skills. That was the... And then...
So what are you doing at the moment, Pauline? I believe you're working at a charity shop.
Yeah, I'm working at a charity shop for five years. It'll come up in 5 years in March.
5 years is a really long time. Yeah. And I think any employer will look at that and think that shows loyalty, it shows commitment, it shows hard work and dedication. So is that the Bernardo's, you say, in Cheetham Hill?
Yeah.
Right. Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like we do with sorting donations out, pricing and labelling, training new volunteers, arranging the shop with displays and duties, angling, till and cash and banking.
See, those are all skills and important jobs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Those are skills you'll take to any job because it sounds like you're very organised.
Yeah.
And you're very efficient and you know how to prioritise things.
Yeah. Helping the drivers with the, do you know when they bring the donations in? Sometimes we can have about 100 bags.
Well, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, 100, just brought into one room.
So how do you deal with that? How do you sort them out?
What we do, we just bring them in. When they come on the day of the delivery, we just put them in the storeroom and then we just stack them up. And then we just stack them up into an order. We just put them in there, just throw them in. And then pots and pans we all wrap up and then clothes for decoding to be taken from our shop to other shops. Right.
So, do you know what, Pauline? It sounds to me like not a lot worries you or overwhelms you.
No.
You sound very calm and collected as a person.
Yeah.
And I think in a job that might pressure other people or stress other people, you seem like someone who can deal with that calmly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. A lot of employers from job seekers, they're looking for people who can deal with work.
Yeah.
And I think you clearly can.
Yeah. I've been at Bernardo's 5 years and then I did a placement at Iceland,
In the Iceland in Cheetham Hill?
Yeah, the Iceland in Cheetham Hill.
Right.
It was assisting, loading, unloading deliveries and then maintaining the standard in food hygiene and process stock control, and appreciated the shelves and freezers and arranging customers to enquiries, packing of good and as required.
Right.
And that was a 6-week placement.
Right. Well, Pauline, do you know what? It's amazing all that you've achieved.
Yeah.
The last few years, all these courses.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a little break. We'll give a little break and we'll come back just after this. Thank you, listeners.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Awaz Community Radio with me, your host Saira, and we have Pauline Kilburn in the studio, an ITC learner and also a job seeker. So Pauline, would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself as it says on your CV, a bit about your profile?
Yeah. I experienced qualified retail assistant, highly reliable with good timekeeping, with attendance record, customer focus, individual facts and enthusiastic attitude, is committed towards achieving targets and quality results. Also well in meeting in extremely customers and requirements, highly motivated, approachable, well part of a team, and also known activity, completed an MBQ in retail customer service.
That's a fantastic qualification to have, Pauline, that level 2 NVQ in customer service. And I can tell you sound like someone who would, who is good working in a team and working on your own. You sound very confident to work on your own.
These 2 qualifications were at the charity shop.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, so did Bernardo's help you do those courses?
Yeah.
Do they provide courses for all their volunteers?
I think it's the ones who do well, in the work.
Right. Oh, well, that's such a compliment to you.
Yeah.
That you're working so well. And I'm glad that you're doing so well at Bernardo's. It's such a great place for you to be. It sounds like somewhere that has given you a lot of experience. It's given you qualifications. So that's really good. So what kind of area are you looking for a job in?
Retail management now.
Right. It does sound like you'd be suited to retail, definitely.
Yeah, management now.
Uh-huh. And do you feel that you've got that support for your learning disability?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, that's been the major issue for you in the past, hasn't it?
Yeah. I've had to grow up with it. I've had to like it and stick it. But that's just way of life, isn't it?
That's a great attitude to have. It really is. I think some people do get bogged down.
I know some people don't like having learning disabilities. I know some people get under pressure.
Right. It's not something you can help. No, but
when you hear I know I've heard of people being fired from work and big companies being closing down, and it shows you riotings in London for what for?
Right. You mean?
Like when big companies are closing down
and people could protest and complain.
Banking and all that, and all the banking industry has just.
Yes, that's been quite bad the last few years.
Closing all these big branches, Lloyd's.
It is difficult because there's less and less jobs now, aren't there?
Yeah, less.
And the number of people needing jobs is getting bigger.
Yeah.
And we've got fewer jobs. So especially if you've got a barrier like a learning disability, it makes it even harder for you to get back into work.
Yeah.
Because you're competing against even more people and a lot of people who have not got those barriers. And we've spoken to some people who have got barriers like childcare issues or language issues, and learning disability is an important one. See, in the 21st century, employers are supposed to be committed to being equal opportunities employers. But I'm glad that at the moment, the voluntary work that you're doing is with an equal opportunities employer.
Yeah. Been doing that for 5 years now, and I think it's just time to have a change from Bernardo's now. If any employers are out there looking for me with the right skills.
Oh, definitely, you deserve to be in paid employment.
Yeah. Like, you get 18 to 24-year-olds who stop in bed all day.
Some do, not all.
Yeah, some of them do, some don't.
Right.
And they don't want to work.
You're someone who's definitely enthusiastic.
I've been into a job centre. I know what it's like when you get the stick in there. If you don't bring a passport, for ID, or they just give you a warning.
Right, but you've got a very good record. You've shown that you have met every requirement.
Yeah.
And you're doing your hardest to get back into work.
Yeah. That's where the life is. If you don't sign, I've heard people gone into the job centre and they've missed appointments, the day of the signing on.
Right.
And they've just got sick.
But you've not been like that.
No.
And that's what employers want. They want people who respect a timetable, respect appointments, which you do.
Yeah.
You're punctual. You have an excellent record at Bernardo's.
Yeah.
And I wish the listeners could see your file. It's really thick, listeners. A really thick file of all these certificates that you have.
Yeah. This is later on in life. I should have been out years ago. That was holding me back. Why now? I've got the help now. Why not years ago?
That is, I understand. That's unfair that you didn't get the support that you needed years ago. But perhaps better late than never.
Yeah.
And it's, we're so glad that you're on the radio today talking about your experiences. And, you'll be inspiring other people out there who may have similar learning disabilities or other disabilities which are barriers for them. And hearing about you being confident and being enthusiastic about getting back into work, perhaps others will be inspired by your example.
Yeah, I know it's very tough out there getting work, but you have to live with it.
You do, and carry on, really.
Yeah, just have to carry on what I do. Just keep going to Bernardo's, keep looking in the papers, keep going to Employ. What can you do?
So what inspires you? What keeps you going? What kind of things keep you motivated?
Helping my mum and in the house and all that, and going out shopping and to Cheetham Mill, Prestwich and Manchester and Salford Precinct, change of scenery, and Manchester Folk here.
Right. So you enjoy shopping?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel that working at Bernardo's gives you a sense of self-respect?
Yeah, it does. It helps you to get about and meet people.
And you feel like you're giving back into the community?
Yeah. I know there's a lot of inching going on in charity shops now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's not... Is that a sign of the times that things are very hard?
Yeah. I know people have come in, took and walked into the charity shop and taken clothes, DVDs.
That's really... I think that's really awful, really. Because that's a charity shop. I mean, obviously, any kind of shoplifting is wrong, but to take from a place which is trying to help other people. So how do you deal with that kind of situation?
We just bring them into the shop and we just show them to the manager, and then me just ban them.
Right.
Saying you don't come in the shop again.
So does that stress you out at all, that kind of situation, or?
No, we just got to get on with it.
I admire your attitude, that kind of, we're British, we just get on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, can I just say, Pauline, thank you very much for coming in today. It's been fantastic having you in and talking to you.
Yeah.
Right, so you've been listening to Awaz Community Radio with your host, Saira, and if you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 0161 839 7857. You can hit the social media and tweet us, Awaz Radio 122. We're also on Facebook, Awaz Community Radio, or log on to our website, www.awazcommunityradio.com. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope that we've inspired some other people out there looking for jobs and hopefully given a bit of hope. Take care for now.
Goodbye.